the fuck up, you bastard! Oh, God! Damn it!
Please note that I do not include Windows 8 in this build because of simple reasons to do with depends where you get it from. Some places you can get it for free, sometimes you can get it bundled with graphics cards, motherboards, CPUs, stuff like that. But if you are going to buy it, then you can either buy it from Aria for 67 quid or something like that, or you can go ahead and take a cheapy option where you can buy it off G2A for about 12 quid, which is it's basically the code. So I hope this helps, and yeah, let's get on with it. Greetings everyone, my name is Dom, and today I'm going to be doing a around about £500 budget gaming PC build. This build will be able to run pretty much every game on Ultra at 60 FPS. And you wouldn't really need to go any more than that, to be honest, because chances are you don't really have a monitor that can output more than 60 FPS. If you can hear the church bells in the background, I'm sorry, you know, Christians be going crazy right now, so you're gonna have to make do with that. I hope you can't hear it, but if you can, then I'm sorry. Alright, so let's get into the build, and our first thing is the motherboard. Now, today I've gone with the Gigabyte Z97X Gaming 5 motherboard. Yes, that's right, we are going with an Intel CPU and not an AMD one. This may seem strange to you. Well, I guess you're gonna find out why I'm so crazy in a second. But anyway, this price is around £100, £100, and has a maximum, you know, stuff of 32 gigabytes of RAM and all that stuff. It overclocks like crazy good, and you know, apparently the BIOS are really user-friendly, so that's all good. Our GPU, what we are going with today, is a GTX 660. Now, this, I haven't looked too much into this, but this GPU is probably the one that I'm going to get temporarily before I start saving up for my 980. I ran into some complications with money-wise, and I'm having to make do, so this is one that I'm getting. It is wind force, so if you want to overclock it to get a bit more performance out of it, then you can do so. It prices around £100 to £120. It always varies just when you're sort of looking. But anyway, our hard drive is is a Seagate Barracuda 1TB, 7200 RPM, 3.5-inch SATA 3 drive. Right, this price is around about 30 to 35 quid. It's just kind of decent and stuff. It's kind of the norm for what you would usually do. It's got decent rating, 5-star, so everything's good. Okay, our RAM is the Crucial Ballistics Tactical 8GB. That's 2 lots of 4 gig if you're wondering. 1866 megahertz RAM. Now you're probably going to say, well, this is going to be pretty expensive. Well, actually it's not. It's actually 60 quid, which isn't bad at all. So yeah, that's 60 quid, and I think it has lights on it, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, it's low profile, so any heatsink that you have, any heatsink that's on the CPU, cooler and stuff, yeah, it should fit. Anyway, so our CPU, now here's where you probably may have been getting a bit, I don't know, jumpy that I've gone for Intel, because usually AMD are the budget builds, but this time I've decided to go for the Intel Pentium dual-core G3258. Yes, that's right, this is the new one that came out with the i7-4790K. This is the Pentium K anniversary edition. This one came out to celebrate 20 years of Pentium. Yay! That was like 3 months ago or something like that. But anyway, this is the one, that stuff. Anyway, you're going to be overclocking this like crazy. Like, it starts off with like 3.2 gigahertz, but with the CPU cooler that we're getting, you can overclock it to 4.7, and I've heard some people can get it to 5, which is kind of crazy, but I don't know. 4.7 seems to be what most people are getting with the cooler that we're getting. But anyway, yeah, so Intel Pentium G3258. Its stock speed is 3.2 GHz, but we're going to be changing that up like straight away. It is the 1150 socket, same as the i7 4790K. So if you ever wanted to have a little bit of a upgrade from the Pentium to the i7, then you can always do that. This video won't be as informative as my £1,000 gaming PC because I don't know much about this build. I did about the other one because that was the build that I thought I was initially going to get. But anyway, now this was a find and a half. Our case is the BitPhoenix Comrade mid-tower. I don't know what that says. I'm reading this off on Amazon. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to say the price of the Pentium. Right, Pentium costs 50 quid, by the way. Right, yeah. So the case that we're getting is a BitPhoenix Comrade mid-tower, something rather. It's a seriously good case. Like, it has cable management, space in the back, and everything. It's really seriously good for the money. And also it has toolless hard drive bays, which is pretty sick. But anyway, there is a windowed and windowless version. If you like, the windowed version costs like 5 quid more, but anyway, the normal price is 30 quid. So, that's all good, and that's on Amazon. Our PSU to power all this stuff is EVGA's 80 plus certified. That's silver, by the way. 500 watt power supply. Now this is definitely overkill for the build that we're going for. I mean, PC part picker, what is it? How much does this recommend? This recommends 300 watts, okay, so 400 watts would be sufficient, and then we'd still have like tons and tons of room. But seeing as we are going for the overclock, and you may want to upgrade your CPU, or you may want to do an SLI for the 660s. I heard they scale well for certain games because the optimization was pretty good, or something like that. I don't know, I read that on a forum or something. But anyway, yeah, so 500 watt power supply is more than enough, so you'll be fine with adding hard drives and SSDs and all that jazz in the future. But anyway, onto the CPU cooler. This is the same one as our £1,000 build, is the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. Now, I don't really need to tell you how good the CPU cooler is. You know, if you're going to go onto any video or any budget build, and if it has it in it, it's going to say how good it is, and even all like the big shots like Linus Tech Tips and Austin Evans and Tech of Tomorrow are going to say, oh yeah, the CPU cooler is really good, it's the best air cooler you can probably get. And it's probably going to be true, because it actually is. But yeah, so that's all of our components, and if you'll give me a sec, hang on a sec, I'll be back in a minute. Cut up phone. Alright, so pricing for the motherboard, 100 quid plus. Oh, bollocks, what about them? Yeah, 100 plus. And then we have 120 plus 35 for hard drive, plus 60 for the RAM, plus, oh, it's 45 quid for the CPU, plus 45, plus 30, plus another 30, plus 25, it's 445, oh, so this was a £400 build, because it's closer to 400 than 500, oh well, it's 400 to 500 pounds, I guess. Anyway, this is a really good build, especially if you want to be running games on ultra 1080p 60 FPS. I actually don't know how I did this, but I don't know, I guess I have a natural talent to it because I'm so goddamn sexy in the arts of finding shit. But yeah, if you did like this build, I do believe this is probably the cheapest around. I don't imagine there's any other £400 builds that are going to be getting you 60 FPS on Ultra at 1080p anytime soon. And you could just bung another 120 quid on there. Equals, yeah, so that's still £500 range. Actually, let me get up YouTube for a second here. Let me get up YouTube. Alright, so we are going to search GTX 660 SLI. Here we go. to 70 FPS apparently. Yep, 90 to 100 instantly and halfway through the video. And that's actually in the heat of battle. And that was on Battlefield 4, by the way. Anyway, I'm rambling way too much. If you did enjoy this video, then don't forget to hit that like button, because you know it loves you and you love it. I love your face, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone. Alright, so I feel I have a bit of an apology to make. My commentary in this is pretty awful. I am trying to improve. I have actually improved over time if you have a look at my older videos, where I sound like crap and I say in like one sentence like a billion times. But anyway, I would just like to say I've forgotten what I was gonna say. Alright, yeah, I've decided to leave this sort of commentary uncut because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, and my voice sounds a bit funny. I'm saying like all the time now. I've got it into my mind and it's just stuck in there, so forgive me everyone, but don't forget to subscribe, not do. Christ, you can tell I'm ill. I might be mentally ill. That's a new thing for me. But anyway, I hope you liked this video. I love your face, as I said before. That subscribe button is your friend. Can't speak. And I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone.